today is the first episode of Bougie Beauty Bootcamp. Today's video is going to go over the essential items that you need for a full face. These are the products that I recommend, and these are also some great items if you're starting your kit, so you can kind of pick and choose what works best for you. Don't forget to kind of alter the shades according to your skin tone. I'm going to try and go over some different shades that work for everyone, but these are definitely some of my favorite products. So I'm going to start off with primers. So the primer that I'm currently using is MAC Pepper Prime, the Natural Radiance. This is really good for dry to normal skin, and it looks like this, and it's just a really moisturizing, creamy consistency. If you have more of oily skin, I wouldn't recommend that primer just because it's very moisturizing. Another one of my favorite primers is the Palladio Herbal Foundation Primer, and this is a dupe for Smashbox primer that everyone really loves, but it's kind of more of a gel consistency. It creates a very smooth base for your foundation. The next thing that I do in my routine is I conceal any blemishes or spots. So my favorite concealer to use to cover up these blemishes is MAC's Studio Finish Concealer, and I use this shade NW45. And even though this is small, it lasts a really long time. It's actually great coverage, and a little goes a long way with this. Another option you can use is you can purchase the new MAC concealer palettes, and they come in shades light, medium, and dark. This is the dark one, but this is really good because it gives you different options. So it has NW45, which is what I would use to conceal like blemishes because it's closer to my skin tone, but it also has some different shades. Like this one you could use to contour, and the lighter shade up here you could use to highlight under your eyes. And it also has like an orange shade at the bottom. This is really good to cover up blemishes like dark spots and stuff like that. But I usually just use the NW45 to cover up my dark spots. Another product that I really love for contouring is the Pro Sculpting Cream, and you can get this from any MAC Pro store. I believe they still have this shade. I know it came out like a special edition at one point with their new contour brushes, but the shade that I use is Richly Honed, and this is really good again for contouring. Next, I'm going to show you guys some concealers that you can use for highlighting. One of my favorite concealers to use for highlighting is MAC Select Cover Up, and the shade that I use is NC45. The only thing with this is you want to work really fast with it because it sets very quickly. So if you don't, blend it out fast, it can set and kind of look streaky if you didn't blend it out all the way. Some other options, if you don't want to purchase the Select Cover Up, you can use LA Girls Pro Concealer. This one works really good. The shade that I have it's called Warm Honey, and I also really like this one, and compared to MAC Select Cover Up, it's only, I believe, about $4, so that's another option. And the shade that I use is Hazelnut, and I absolutely love this one too. So any of these three products work good for highlighting, under the eye and the T-zone. Next, I'm going to go over some brow products. So I personally like to fill in my brows with brow powder, and I like to use the Anastasia brow powder. This is the new packaging. The old packaging looked like this. It was like a silver metal container. These I recommend everyone go purchase. They last so long. I can't even tell you. I've had this one forever. This one is in the shade Ebony, and I just recently switched over to the shade Dark Brown. It's a little bit lighter. And another staple item is MAC's brow pencil. I absolutely love this brow pencil. It's very precise, and also if you're in a rush, this is a very quick go-to pencil to just quickly fill in your brows. This one's also good if you're just starting out. So if you're not very comfortable with filling out your brows, this is very easy because it's really thin. So it kind of guides you and allows you to be very light-handed with it. And it's a twistable container like this, and it's very thin. This one is in the shade Spiked. If you like your eyebrows really dark or darker than I have mine a little bit, you could use the shade Stud. They're really similar, but that one's just a little bit darker than this one. Last, after I fill in my brows, I always set them with a brow gel. This one is from Sally's, and I think Ardell makes them, and this just keeps your brow hairs in place all day. And it's a clear gel. Mine turned color over time because of the concealer and the powder, but it's a clear gel, and it comes on a little mascara wand, and you can just apply this once you finish your brows. Now for foundations. My absolute favorite foundation is MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and I use the shade NW44. This bottle lasts a really long time, and it doesn't come with the pump, but I recommend everyone get the pump. That way you don't waste product, and you can kind of monitor how much you're using on a daily basis, especially if you're the type of girl who wears, or a guy who wears, makeup every day. I also use the Studio Fix powder, and mine is in the shade NW45. And this is full coverage. They both are. They're like medium to full. But I use the Studio Fix powder to set my foundation. And I also use the Studio Fix powder on really lazy days when I don't want to put on foundation. And I kind of just buff this into the skin. And it'll quickly give me that full coverage look. Last but not least, for like foundations and powders, another one of my favorite powders is the Mineralized Skin Finish, and this is a good setting powder. This one is in the shade Dark, and these are kind of, I would say, light to medium coverage. It is buildable, so you can also use this as your foundation. I would recommend it if you have really clear skin and you don't like a lot of coverage. This works really good, and it's very buildable, like I said. And as far as setting my highlight, I like to use Ben Nye powder. I like to use, this one is in the shade Topaz. A lot of people like to use banana powder, and it's still Ben Nye, it's just in the shade Banana. It's a lot lighter, but I find this one works better for my skin tone personally. Okay, now on to blushes and highlights. I would say if you're just starting off to only buy maybe 1 or 2 blushes. You really don't need a lot because blushes are very versatile with whatever look you have going on. So my favorite go-to blush is Raizin. And this is what I have on right now. And this is kind of a heavy swatch of it. And I also have Dolly Mix. This is another one of my favorite blushes. It's kind of like a light rosy pink. And I would say these two are kind of my favorite blushes because they are very versatile, like I said, and they kind of go with any look that I'm doing. Dolly Mix looks really good on lighter skin tones also. And if you're darker, another option would be MAC Sweet as Cocoa. That one looks really good on our darker skin girl, and it gives you like a nice glow. I also use MAC's blushes for highlights a lot of times. So my absolute favorite is Springsheen, and it comes across kind of pink, but it has a lot of gold undertones, and a little bit goes a long way with this. So once you blend it in, it kind of gives you that, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it gives you that golden highlight. And that's what I have on my cheeks now. That's what I use to highlight above my blush. And another option is MAC's Margin. This is another good highlight. It's more on the creamier side. It's not as golden, but it's a really pretty highlight. Now we're going to move on to eyes. One of my favorite products is Urban Decay's Primer Potion. I'm sure everyone has seen this, and this really does help your eyeshadow last all day long, and it's the perfect base for any look. As far as eyeshadow, for any beginner or actually anyone who likes makeup, I really recommend Lorac's Pro Palette. It comes with 16 shades. The top shades are all matte. The bottom shades are all shimmer. This can really give you any look from day to night. If you like natural or more dramatic, this is just the perfect palette for anyone. So I really recommend this, and I pretty much use this on a daily basis. I use this for my look today, and like I said, it's perfect for anyone. Another essential item is NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is a really essential item for any type of dramatic look. It really makes your eyeshadow colors come out more vibrant. The shade is Milk, and you can find this at Ulta. A lot of times it's sold out there. I actually got mine from Target. As far as liners, my favorite gel liner is Wet n Wild's gel liner in black, and it's really creamy, and it doesn't smudge or smear. It lasts pretty much all day. As far as regular eyeliners, my absolute favorite liner, and I think everyone should go try this, is Bobbi Brown's, and my sister actually introduced me to this pencil, and I haven't switched since. And this is the long wear eye pencil in the shade Jet. So it's just a black, and it's really dark and creamy, but it doesn't smudge, which is what I absolutely love about it. It lasts me all day, and it doesn't smear or anything like that. It runs for about $30, so if that's too expensive, a dupe for that I would say is Milani's liquid eyeliner, and it says it's like a liquid like eyeliner pencil, but this one's really good too. It's extremely black, and it also doesn't really smudge or smear, but to me the Bobbi Brown one lasts me longer than the Milani one, but they're both really good. I recommend both of them. Now I'm going to go over some basic lip colors. I think it's essential to have at least a nude, your favorite red, and your favorite pink. So my favorite nude is Velvet Teddy, which is what I have on today, and I love to put Viva Glam 5 over it. It's a really good combination, and that one really looks nice on everyone. Another one of my favorite nudes is Viva Glam 5, and it kind of has some pink undertones, but it's really pretty, and this looks good on all skin tones. My favorite red is Riri Woo, which is basically Ruby Woo, but it's a little bit darker to me, and it's a matte. It does get a little bit dry. It's not as dry as Ruby Woo, but it still does get dry throughout the day. A trick that I find that works really good is to put on some type of chapstick when you put on some type of chapstick before you apply it. Even Carmax works good, and when you first put on it's not going to look matte, but really quickly it becomes matte again, and it really lasts a long time without getting that really dry feeling that I know a lot of people are familiar with if they use Ruby Woo or Riri Woo. The last thing I'm going to quickly go over, because my camera is about to die, is MAC Fix Plus, and this is the best setting spray, and I always just spray this on top of my look when I'm done to just help it last all day. It's also a good refresher, so before you apply your makeup, you can also lightly mist this on your face. If anyone was wondering where my Unbothered shirt was from, you can go to IamMingLi.com and purchase yours. That is also where I got my hair from. And right now I have in 3/26 inches and a 14-inch closure. And all of those can be purchased again from IamMingLi.com. So I think I've gone over everything. If I forgot anything, I'll definitely leave it below, or I'll create like an alternate slide and I'll put it up after this. And thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.